Fallout opens with Nolan performing a metal detector search on a felon, which leads to an awkward moment when the final piece of jewelry turns out to be in a rather uncomfortable spot. Meanwhile, Wes has planned a romantic dinner to celebrate his 6-month anniversary with Lopez. But things get awkward when she realizes he booked the reservation before they even started dating. At the station, Rachel encourages Bradford to ease up on Chen, pointing out that she's going through some personal drama. As the city struggles through a brutal heat wave, Nolan heads to his first court hearing, thinking he's fully prepared. When Nolan arrives at court, he finds Russo already there to observe his debut. Wes also shows up. Turns out he's the defense attorney and tells Nolan it's nothing personal. Seated next to Nolan's suspect is Oscar Hutchinson, Matthew Glave, a criminal Nolan and Russo had previously apprehended. During the first case, a couple sitting nearby becomes visibly upset when they learn the defendant is responsible for their son's death. Wes manages to throw Nolan off by framing the situation as hearsay, leaving Nolan outmaneuvered. Elsewhere, Harper investigates a warehouse with a strange smell. Following the scent, she finds a feral dog chewing on a body. Rather than use force, she avoids the dog and quickly calls in animal control and forensic. Later, Bradford tells Chen she's driving for the day, which instantly makes her suspicious. They respond to a call about a counterfeit bill at a local convenience store. Bradford chats with the owner, Amari Rico E. Anderson, then pulls Chen aside to talk about her failure to follow proper protocol. She quickly figures out that Bradford is only going easy on her because of Rachel. Meanwhile, West and Lopez stop a driver who's duct-taped an AC unit to the side of their car. Lopez leaves it to West to handle, enjoying the cool air in the meantime. As Bradford and Chen finally track down the counterfeiting suspect, their phones, and everyone else's, suddenly go off. An emergency alert blares across the city. A ballistic missile is headed for Los Angeles, with impact expected in just 30 minutes. Back at the courthouse, Russo and Nolan do their best to calm everyone down, but the inmates only make things worse. As tensions rise, Wes manages to get in touch with Lopez. She lets him know that despite the judge previously denying it, the courthouse does have a bomb shelter. When they look around, they realize the judge, Jim Ortlieb, and a few key staff members have already slipped away and taken shelter without telling anyone. When Nolan confronts the judge, the man pulls a gun, but Nolan quickly disarms him and takes control. In a surprising moment, Russo admits she didn't come to court just to support Nolan, but he already suspected that. They end up sharing a kiss. Meanwhile, Oscar begins stirring up trouble between the inmates and the civilian. Amid the chaos, he swipes the bailiff's key. At the precinct, Gray urges everyone to do whatever they can to help the people of Los Angeles. Rachel tries to convince Bradford to stay behind with her, but he insists on doing his duty. Harper returns to the station with her daughter, Lila Carson Rose. While Gray is initially frustrated that Harper isn't out on the street, he ultimately understands. When he asks about traffic conditions, she confirms it's a mess. Out on patrol, Bradford and Chen try to stay focused, using the job as a distraction. During the drive, Harper has a heart-to-heart with Lila, who pushes her to be more honest about scary situations. Bradford and Chen respond to a robbery at the same convenience store from earlier. They stop the store owner from using his shotgun and take the suspects into custody. Afterward, they share a drink, just in case the world really is ending. Elsewhere, West and Lopez encounter a group of doomsday fanatics preparing to jump off a building before the missile hit. They speak with the group's leader, Aurora, Lizzie Broadway, who's clearly having second thoughts. Lopez is able to talk them down just as Gray calls in with breaking news. The missile alert was a false alarm. Later, Harper visits Rachel to ask for advice about her ongoing issues with social services and the fact that she may be guilty of parental abduction. Unfortunately, even in this situation, Harper appears to be in the wrong. Before Rachel can respond, Gray shows up to ask the question on everyone's mind. Where is Nolan? Back inside the bunker, the tension rises as the inmates slowly unbuckle themselves, bracing for the missile strike. Suddenly, one of them grabs a gun and opens fire. At the same time, Wes spots Oscar holding a pair of scissors. While they manage to restrain the other prisoner, Oscar grabs the judge and holds him at knife point. As he tries to slip away, West and Lopez intercept him and bring him down. But when Lopez searches the area for Wes, she finds him seriously wounded, stabbed by Oscar. Wes is rushed to the hospital while Nolan stays behind to handle Oscar back at the station. Elsewhere, Donovan, Enver Geokaj, shows up looking for Lila and lashes out at Harper for taking her. Ray steps in to de-escalate the situation, but Donovan insists Harper should be arrested. Nolan intervenes and speaks up, explaining that Harper has been trying to change and is finally starting to let her guard down. Hearing this, Donovan softens. Lopez sits anxiously in the waiting room with Wes, unsure of what's next. The episode closes with a nurse stepping out to deliver the good news. Wes is going to make a full recovery.